Going to start. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, students. I hope you all can hear me. I would request you to hold on to your questions right now. We are yet to start our webinar, and the question answer session will follow the webinar. Please hang on. Send your questions little later. We would try to take all the questions, as many as possible this evening. Thanks again. We'll be starting in next 2-3 minutes once there are more students who are able to join the webinar. Hi everyone, I hope the audio and video is clear to everybody. You can all hear us, see us live in this webinar. So first of all, I would like to thank all of you to join this webinar organized by Georgian College this evening. This webinar is being powered by Maple Assist. Maple Assist is an edutech company that helps students through their journey from being an applicant to be a student in Canadian institutions. You can visit our website for more information about Maple Assist as well. So from Georgian College today, we are going to have two very, very experienced professionals who are going to answer all your questions, possibly all your questions about Georgian College and how to be a student at Georgian College in the coming few months. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Ranjodh Sohal and Mr. Rohan Rawat, who are the regional representatives for Georgian College in South Asia. So please utilize this session, be attentive throughout the session, and make sure that all the information that is shared with you is used in coming months by you. Another request I would like to make here is don't send your questions right away. We are going to have a Q&A session towards the second half of the webinar. And the last request, if any one of you who's not downloaded the Georgian Assist app, please download the app, as that is a very good communication tool to get the real-time information from Georgian College. All right, so let's welcome Rohan and Ranjodh. How are you doing, Rohan and Ranjodh?
Perfectly good. Thank you all for coming online to this session, and we'll make sure that it's very informative for you guys, and we are able to answer all your questions today. Thank you so much.
Sure. So Ranjodh and Rohan, would you want to begin with? I was looking at your presentation, and there was a very interesting video that gives students a broad overview of Georgian College. Would you like to share that video with our students as well this evening?
Yes, so I think we'll begin with the video. Very warm good evening to everyone who is attending the session or seeing this live on any of the virtual platform. I thought before we begin the session, we'll take them for a virtual tour. So I think that's a very short video wherein we tried covering all the major departments that we have in Georgian. so that you can have a virtual feel. You could see the labs, you could see the student interacting with the faculty, and how exactly is the campus. So I'll begin by our video presentation. Just give me 1 second. Let me just share my screen. Just a second.
Are you ready to experience Georgian? Let's go! As a Georgian student, you'll want to be here. Georgian is a transformative experience that'll connect you to the skills you need, the mindset to succeed, and the confidence to thrive. At Canada's first and Are you ready to experience Georgian? Let's go! As a Georgian student, you'll want to be here. Georgian is a transformative experience that'll connect you to the skills you need, the mindset to succeed, and the confidence to thrive. At Canada's first and only Changemaker College, you'll be part of an inclusive community with a passion for social innovation, change-making, and bringing ideas to life. Students who excel at Georgian will appreciate small class sizes, connecting with faculty committed to your success, and will love living in a four-season playground. Explore an entrepreneurial mindset, connect with state-of-the-art technology, experience real-world learning from industry leaders, and make lifelong connections as part of a team. As a Georgian graduate, you will be fully connected to your potential, your peers, your industry, and the world. If this sounds like you, then you are ready. Experience Georgian and accelerate your success.
All right, that was wonderful, guys. I would like to begin with a question first. What sets Georgian College apart? What makes it so special?
Thank you so much for asking that question. I'm so proud to say that we are the #1 co-op college in the province of Ontario. You will see that we offer more than 125 programs, but you will see that most of these programs, I would say more than 80% of the programs will have co-op or will have field placements or whether they have clinical placements. So we believe in learning by doing rather than classroom sessions. We also have a very, very good graduate employment rate, 89.7%, and which means that the students who graduate from Georgian College are able to find their jobs very easily, and most of them find their jobs within like 6 months when the time when they graduate from Georgian College. The third, but not the least, is that we have a huge network of employers who are working with us day and night to get you guys employed after you graduate from Georgian College. And it's where when you are working with such a vast network of employers, it really helps you in getting a job for the co-ops as well as when you graduate, when you finish your program with Georgian College. So I would say, those are some few things which stands Georgian from the other colleges.
Sure. All right, that's interesting. So can you talk a little more about the experiential learning that you mentioned at Georgian College? What kind of experiential learning students can expect at Georgian?
Right, so maybe our second slide is all about what it is talking about. So I will just again open this particular slide which says, get the experience your employer want. Because I'm sure everyone who wants to study at Georgian, the main aim is to make sure that they get a job after immediately they are done with the graduation. As rightly said by my colleague Ranjodh, that we have already more than 89% of graduate success rate, which make sure that student ends up in getting a job in the similar field in the first 6 months. We have more than 6,200 employees which are on our panel. And what we truly believe in, like you could see on the video, we have a tagline called Experience Georgian. And I think this is what makes us little different from other, because we focus on more on the practical learning with the academical orientation. So most of our programs, especially at the advanced and the diploma side, are the co-op program. But in the graduate level, we have only few programs which are co-op. But each program, whether it's co-op or non-co-op, our main focus is to make sure that you have the skill set, and those skills are being taught in the program. So it could be in the form of co-op, it could be a form of project, it could be a form of field placement. And what we truly believe in, that in Georgian, we try to have a mentor and a mentee relationship. So it's not exactly just like India, we always say that India is also giving great education to students, but what we really think is the practical and the skill set learning which happens in India. So we make sure that our mentor is acted as a mentor to the student from the day one. So helping them with the resume, helping them with the presentation, making sure that they are arranged and they are interacting with different group, which helps you getting into your soft skill in a much better manner. Specifically our co-op program, because most of our co-op programs are paid and most of the students get a paid internship. So when I say paid internship, is not just to support student financially, but it is a very good medium wherein a student not just can only earn, but they learn the leadership capacity in them. They understand how to work in a team. They are able to use what they have learned in the first and the second semester practically. And I think this is the co-op experience, which is there in all our non-co-op program also, because the employer remains the same. There are a lot of educational event that happens inside the campus and a lot of employment opportunity.
I would like to add what you said was that, so even we understand that there is a lot of experiential learning in the co-op programs and the programs which have practical, involvement where you do hands-on experience. Experiential learning also helps you a lot in the non-academic, non-co-op programs also by through like a lot of course assignments and a lot of guest lecturers who come and share their experiences, and a lot of events also which happens on campus which help you in, grow and which help you in your career success as well later on.
Thanks, Ranjodh and Rohal. That was really helpful. So I understand Georgian College is located in Barrie, Ontario. That's where the main campus is. What makes Barrie such an attractive location for international students?
I think I have a specific slide which only talks about Barrie. So maybe I can share that particular slide, and my colleague Ranjodh can take you through that. Just give me a second. I hope you could see that is a specific slide that we made for Barrie, because Barrie is also very close to all of us because we are based in Ontario. Over to you.
Yes, thank you so much, Rohan. So Barrie is like, I would say, myself, I have studied at one of the Canadian institutions and in the Greater Toronto area, and I've seen that I'm a nature person and I love outdoors. So Barrie is kind of a city which you will find that it has all the facilities or amenities of a big city as well, and uh, and it is not very far from the big city like Toronto as well. So it's just like a 1 hour drive. If you want to go to Toronto over the weekends just to refresh yourself or just to visit some places, you can certainly do that. It is a very well-connected city with public transport by trains and buses. It is still a growing city. It's very fast growing. In a means that there are a lot of accommodations also coming to this city. Businesses which are coming to this city. So there are a lot of job opportunities also for the students who are allowed to work 20 hours while they are studying. And also as an international student, the living cost is a very important cost when you think about the overall cost of staying at a place and doing your program. So I would say very living cost is almost like 20% cheaper from the big cities if you compare it with Toronto. And activity-wise, it's an all-season tourist place, whether, I mean, there are Blue Mountains, which are just like 45-minute drive from the city of Barrie. It has a lot of winter activities which happen all the time. Even in Barrie, you can go for cycling and ice skating and snowmobiling. So there are a lot of activities which you can get engaged yourself besides doing, academics or besides studying at Georgian College. So it has a lot to offer as a city.
Thanks, Ranjodh. All right. So I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
What are the other locations where you guys have a campus?
So, as you rightly said, that our main flagship campus is at Barrie, which is more than 100-acre campus. And I just like to share reason why it's the largest and the biggest campus, because 95% of our program runs at that campus. And the second largest campus that we have is Aurelia, wherein we are running our, specifically for international student, our human services program like social service worker, development worker, therapeutic recreation. That is again just 40 minutes drive from Barrie, a very, very wonderful city, a beautiful downtown, and a very lovely and a cozy campus. Again, it has the same kind of facility, library is there. Then the third largest campus that we have is Owen Sound campus, which is again 40 minutes drive from Barrie. So wherein we only run our power engineering technology, social service worker program, and which is also known as a tourist area because we have a very good marine artificial lab which is made, and it's a very, very wonderful campus. And then the fourth largest campus that we have is South Georgian Bay, which is, I think, the hospitality hub of the Ontario. So when there is a long weekend and when there is vacation, so you will see all the people who are coming to Collingwood. So we run our specifically two programs there. One is hospitality and the other one is computer programmer. Lot of part-time job, lot of great opportunity. We have tie-up with their two biggest resort, Living Water and Blue Mountain. So a lot of employment opportunities specifically for hospitality student there, because as Ranjodh rightly said, that once you are talking about the location, we are also talking about 4-season playground, right? So 4-season hotel means that you have a job throughout the year, because maybe in the winter they are doing their snow sports, in the summer they are doing the other activities, so cycling in autumn. So it's a great place to go. And then the next campus we have is Orangeville, which is very close to Brampton, and where we run only our nursing and the social service worker program. It's especially for the acute complex care, which is for educated nurses who already passed out. And for the rest, other campus are not as if now open for the international student, and we are only focusing right now on the domestic students.
All right. Thanks, Rohan.
Yeah.
So before students, before we move on to our next question, I have a poll for you. So we are going to run a poll. You will see a question on your screen and you have 3 answers. You have to pick one depending on your status with Georgian College. So the first one is interested students, those of you who want to apply but you haven't applied yet. The second option is applied students who have applied but not received an offer. And the third option is students who have received an offer letter from the college. You have 10 seconds to pick one. Again, I would repeat, what is your current status with respect to Georgian College? You are interested, then first option, you haven't applied yet. First option, you have already applied but not received the offer letter. Choose the second option. And if you already have received the offer letter, pick the third one, offer holder. We are going to stop this poll in next 10 seconds. And can we have the responses? All right. So we have, most of the students have received the offer letter. That's very good. 82% of the students are current offer letter holders. 14% are applied students. And then there are a handful, which is about 4%, who are yet to apply, who want to study at Georgian College though. Thanks. This is really great. We can move ahead to our next question, Rohan and Ranjodh, for you. The next question is, can you please explain life on Georgian College's campus as an international student?
Yeah, I think before we take that question, because on the first question that you asked, Virender, how we are different, so I most of our program are co-op based programs. So we like to play a very short video so that they understand not just the student life, but also how and what kind of co-op trainer are being assigned to the student.
Sure.
Okay. Just give me 1 second and I will just wait.
My name is June Martin. I've been with the college for 11 years. I'm a cooperative education consultant, employer development, with the School of Business and the Automotive Business School of Canada. So really my role as an employer development consultant, I'm kind of the connector between industry and the college in terms of the programs I run. So I bring in mostly paid positions to the college so students can apply for their co-ops or internships to have a paid co-op for while they're in school. I also work with students once they've graduated, because a lot of our graduates come back and they want to hire. So it's kind of a full circle. So the biggest satisfaction for me is when there's a good connection that's been made, and watching my students walk across the stage and graduate, that's the biggest satisfaction. Or when they come back and they bring me their little babies to hold, that's even better. Building your future.
So Ranjodh, would you take the, this slide will also help them understanding the experience that they get, especially with the co-op and the career centers that we have.
Sure, yeah, thanks, Rohan. So your life on campus for a Georgian student can be very, very exciting because besides academics, you can get involved in many of the things which happens at Georgian College. We do have a Georgian College Student Association as well. It is made up of students elected by the student body, and which organize many events throughout the year. Whether you talk about Bhangra event or whether you talk about Chinese New Year, so all those events are organized by that student association. You can be a part of that association. You can become, vote for a student who is standing for VP, or you can put in your application for a vice president for Georgian College Student Association as well. Or you can do a full-time job, like full-time as in, because you have to focus on your studies as well. But getting involved with the orientations or getting involved with the fitness and sports activities which are organized by the student association body. Then you can also get involved with a lot of academic activities. You can go to a library, which is a huge library. It has like 3,000 computers. So you can get involved with a lot of clubs also. We do have a photography club. We have a dance club. Then we have clubs which are based on ethnicity as well. So you will find students who have a Japanese club, so you can interact with them. You can be a part of that. You can understand and learn more about their culture. We do have a Sikh community club as well, Chinese club as well. So there are a lot of things which you can get yourself involved beside academics, because obviously your most of the time will be spent on learning about your programs and doing practicals in the lab, and talking to your co-consultants as well. And then if you need more information about how you can get involved with Georgian College, there's always student services and student success, where you can go and learn about various things which are organized college throughout the year. If you want to improve your English, you can become a part of English club. And then if you need some help with your studies, if you're finding some subjects also challenging, you can get in touch with international office. We can get you hooked up with a student who is really good, which is called peer monitoring. That peer can help you with your studies. So there are a lot of things which happens at Georgian College, which can make your life very exciting.
Thanks, Rohan. So this briefly covers my next question, but can you elaborate more on the services offered specially to international students once they arrive?
Yeah. I think I would like to just say here, because I'm sure, like you rightly mentioned, that in case you have missed downloading the Georgian Assist app, I think we have seen from the poll that most of the student are applied student, and I'm sure must be paid student too. Because once you download the app as an interested student, it has a different feature. But once you become a paid student with Georgian and offer holder, you will able to find a lot of more option in the app. So in one of the option that once you have visa, you will see arrival services. So we are proudly partnered with Maple Assist for the same. And we provide a lot of student services like arrival services. That is one of part of it, wherein we not only help them for the airport pickup, but because we ourselves have used the services when me and Ranjodh visited Canada last time. So we see the warm welcome, because sometimes it's a long journey and you just immediately need someone to talk with or need a quick refreshment. So we have seen the Maple Assist team which were there at the airport, and they guided us, they welcomed us with a refreshment drink, and then we had the airport and pickup. And then we had some student who always want, because I'm sure accommodation is one of the question that we will going to take it further in the upcoming slide. But some student really wants to stay at the motel in first, and then they want to see the house, and then only they want to finalize it. Because with the facility on the app, they can always see their classmate on the app. So it gives an opportunity to the student to interact and know that from which other area the other students are coming. So I think last time when our student used our arrival services, so they were able to get a very economical residency for the first week. And in those first week, because me and Ranjodh sit at the international office, so students come there after the orientation. We also have our accommodation team, wherein we try and sharing all the options which are available at Berry. So a lot of good student support is there. Then we have GCSA, which is our student union, which is part of all different communities. They have Indian, they have Vietnam student, they have Chinese student, because we recruit students from all different 86 countries altogether. So the student support service is really, really strong. And even at the orientation day, the whole community as a whole. So when you are at Berry, the whole community comes and welcome you. So there will be the community, people will be there, community police will be there, banks will be there. So these are all the support that we give to the student. And specifically, like Ranjodh did mention about the peer mentoring, maths assessment, English language, and we have a huge library that we're going to show you in one of our slides, so that they understand that the kind of services that they will be getting inside the campus. Because I'm sure when you're talking about academics, the main role is done by your mentor and your coordinator and the teachers. But when you are in the campus, there are a lot of other things which helps you doing your course better. So the labs are there, fitness gym is there, which is like 2-floor gym. And then we have a very good rugby team, and we have seen a lot of Indians have now started participating in our rugby matches. We have just won last year for Canada. And there are a lot of other events that keep happening. We have every Wednesday, we have a night. There are a lot of cultural events depending on to the community. We have a lot of, because I know in this session, there are most of the students are from India. So we have a lot of cultural events that happen specifically for Indian student, so that the other student from the other country really enjoy the festival of colors and any small occasion that comes. And there is something that the college always try to support with the student on the cultural front too.
And I would like to add there's one more service. I mean, it's not like a full-fledged service, but if you need help with your co-op work permits, or if you need help with the extension of your visas or anything, or post-grad work permits, so there's always international office is there to help you with that.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful to know all these services. I have another follow-up question. So you talk about you spoke about the diversity on campus. What is your domestic to international ratio at Georgian College? How many domestic students are there, and how many international students are there?
So we have a total of 13,000 full-time students at college at all the campuses, and international students are around like 3,600. Yeah.
All right, that's good to know. My next question is about money matters, because that matters a lot. So what is the kind of expenditure students should expect towards tuition fee and cost of living in Barry or the other locations where Georgian College is hosting international students? So can you give a broad breakup of tuition fee and cost of living in these locations?
Rohan, do you?
Can share one slide which gives a rough idea about the tuition fee, because each of the diploma and the graduate certificate will have a different fee, but this is the average fees for our diploma and degree program, and like which is $14,000 to 20. Graduate certificate, it is somewhere around $16,000 to 18. This is inclusive of your medical insurance and the co-op administrative fee.
Okay. And what is the expected cost of living, Rohan?
Yeah, so I think because see, most of the student, as I was telling in the previous question, that most of the student try to come, maybe live with their family or a friend, or they use our services and stay at the budgeted motel. So it all depends on the student, but it starts from $350 to $600, depending whether you want to have a share. That's just the rent in Barrie and the nearby area, and so it is starting from $350 to $600. So in most of the students are sharing the room with someone else, but most of the independent room starts with the $500. So contribute additionally $20 and month for the Wi-Fi and the electricity, because they split between all the students staying at the accommodation, and they have the common living area and the common kitchen, and the rest or mostly depends on the living style, that how much they consume and what kind of thing they'll be eating. But on an average, it is decent enough on an average of $700 to $800 per month to easily have, which is very near to the campus.
All right. So that means roughly around $10,000 a year on an average.
Yes.
All right. Good to know that. Before we move on to the Q&A session, I have another poll for students. You can see the question on your screens. It is a very simple question. Have you downloaded the Georgian Assist app? You can just answer yes or no. Yes, if you have the app on your phone right now. No, if you don't have the Georgian Assist app on your phones right now. 10 seconds, and you just have to respond to it right away. All right. Can we have the results, please, in the next 2 seconds? That's very good. Almost 66% students, 78% students have the app, and 22. So 3/4 have the app. Almost a quarter is yet to download. So I request all the students who have not downloaded the app right now, please download the app right away. It's a very good tool. It's going to help you in a longer run, at least till the time you arrive on campus and begin your classes. Ranjodh and Rohan, before we move on to the Q&A session, there's a very important thing that students want to know. I've been following the questions. Most of them are focused towards COVID-19 and the preparedness of Georgian College towards COVID-19. What are your plans for September intake as of now? Are there any plans made public yet?
So right now, because I'm sure that student, after the update by the IRCC, student has a little confusion that maybe we have already announced to get into the online mode, which is not true. So we still think that the September will happen as planned. I think the new IRCC update that has been out is basically looking at the worst case scenario. So if everyone is not able to resume the thing, so I think the update whether we will go online or not will be coming only after 15th of June. But as of now, we don't see any change in commencing our fall intake as we planned.
I would say that, like Rohan said, we are planning to have a fall semester with remote delivery where possible, and some limited on-campus activity also. But all these, we will confirm all these details by mid-June. So we would really advise you to wait till that time. And what we can share with you is whatever is updated on the website also. So the fall semester will be of 13 weeks, and it will begin on September 14th until December 18th. But again, please wait until mid-June to confirm all these details. And even if we go online and even if we offer some programs in person, all those details will be shared with due time.
Sure. Also, the Georgian Assist app has a COVID-19 update tab, a button on the home screen. If you just click that, once you have downloaded the app, hit that button on your home screen of the app, and it takes you to the COVID-19 page of college where you can see all the updates. So I am opening
And there, in case they really want to check the COVID-19 update, it's also just like the app, because app is always much easier to use. So all the information on the touch of the button, but the same information is updated on our page, and it is updated same because it's linked with the app very well. So if there is an update, it will be updated on the website as well as on the app.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we would really request you to go online and check the updates, because that COVID-19 update also has some FAQs, which are commonly asked questions. So you will get a ton of information on the website, because it's a great resource.
All right. So I'm going to take the first question, which I've received from a student. Sure. So there are a lot of questions. We have received more than 200 questions already. So student wants to know about the part-time job opportunities in Barry, and will COVID-19 affect the part-time job opportunities? That's a tricky question.
Rohan, do you want to, or should I?
I think it's a very interesting question, and we have been doing a lot of virtual events, and this is a very important question that everyone is asking. For a time being, till the time everything is back to normal, but we don't see that even once we are over with COVID-19, people will be taking a lot of. I'm sure there are other kinds of jobs which are available part-time, which are mostly will be online, but there will be challenges a little when they are looking for a part-time job, right? Because not everything will be fully functional, and it is always the thing that the part-time jobs are always very, very competitive, whether it's the on-campus job or off-campus job, because there are a lot of volunteers that we will be also, we keep taking from the students. So a lot of students volunteer with the international team, a lot of students work inside the campus, in the cafeterias, laboratories, labs, gym, library. So, but yes, the part-time job will become more competitive, and there will be less option, and we all are very hopeful that maybe there will be a new online things that will be available for the student, that they are able to do something part-time.
Sure.
I would like to add is that we are going through difficult times, so the situation will not be same as it was before. So, but please keep in mind that our student services are very strong, and we will try to help you with everything you guys need in these times.
All right. The next question is from a student who's already paid the initial deposit of $2,500.
Yeah.
The student wants to know what is the deadline to pay rest of the amount, and how can student move forward in the process?
If you have already paid $2,500 deposit, so that means you have already secured a seat in your program, and you have time until you file your visa to pay the remaining fee. But we would advise you to pay as soon as possible. But you have enough time to make the rest of the payments, because if you're filing your visa under SDS, you have to make a payment of full year tuition fee.
Okay. Another question I've received is, are you guys still accepting applications for September intake? If yes, what is the average processing time? Is there a delay in processing because of COVID-19?
So let me take this question. So we are open for fall, but 65% of the programs are already closed for the fall intake. So it all depends on what kind of program the student is looking at right now. So yes, we are open, and the average processing time is right now is 1 week, because everyone is very active virtually, because all our Canada team is also working from home, and our registrar team is always up to date. So I think within maximum 2 weeks, the students are able to get the offer.
Yeah.
Okay.
The maximum limit, but
and if
one
you
week.
want to know which programs are open for September intake, you can get in touch with your agency, and they will let you know.
All right. So there's another question, a specific question about a program, health and fitness promotion, fitness and health promotion. A student wants to know if there are any seats available for the September intake.
So this program is waitlisted for September, and unfortunately there are no seats left for September.
Right.
But this program is open for winter intake if you wish to apply.
Okay. There's a student who is yet to apply. The student wants to understand the application process. The student finds the current application process very complicated.
Okay. Question. I see that our application process is very easy because we have an online application portal, which is Ontario College Services, and you can apply. You have two options. You can apply to an agency, and if you download Georgian Assist app, all our authorized partners are listed on that app, so you can get in touch with them, and some of them might be in your city, so you can get in touch with them and they'll give you more information about that. You can also apply independently if you do not want to apply to any of the agencies, so you can do that as well. So once you submit your application online with all the required documents, you submit it and you get your offer in maximum 1 to 2 weeks. So it's pretty easy. There's a $100 application fee also, which is there. And if you have any problem, we are here to help you. And you can just send us an email.
All right. Very important question from a paid student now. The student has already paid, but yet to receive the final results because of the exams that have been delayed, and henceforth the results will be declared late. The student wants to know if there's an option to withdraw.
So we do not know whether the student has paid or not.
The student, according to the student, the fee is already paid.
Okay. So if you have already paid and if you want to withdraw from that program just because your plans have changed or something, the standard refund policy will apply, and unless the program is suspended by the college, where you're eligible to get the full refund, or in case you're if you're the other scenario is when your visa is denied, but that we are not talking about that scenario anyway. So if the program is suspended, then you may be eligible for full refund, but if it is not, then the standard refund policy will apply. So there is a non-refundable deposit which will be deducted, which is 2,500.
Also, I would like to add here that maybe the student can give us a call directly also once we are done with the session, because you can also opt for a deferral, because we understand this is a very unpredictable situation, and a lot of students are facing the challenges with the last semester, and it was unpredictable. So we are there to support you. We will try to give you a solution which is for your best interest. So I think deferment is also one of the option. If you are a paid student already, you can always defer it for the upcoming intake, depending on your program. Otherwise, in case your program is not running in January, we'll try to give you an alternate option which is similar to your program that you have right now.
Sure. All right. There's an important question again back to COVID-19. The student is saying if there's a scenario that all the international students are required to be in a quarantine for 2 weeks, so they automatically assume that they have to arrive in Canada 2 weeks before the start date of the programs. But will the college help in arranging the accommodation for international students for those 2 weeks of quarantine?
So just as we said in the last question, this situation is really unpredictable, and college, and just like the IRCC have already given an update, which made a confusion also that whether it will happen online or not. But everything will be on the student best interest. So we will
Mhm.
go to review our, because as like some student I've seen the question which are saying, can we come to Canada? Because Canada is still open and accepting the international student. It just from India, the flights are not happening right now. But it will totally depend on the situation, and we have our review of the situation on 15th of June again. So depending on to the thing, we're going to review the situation and we will add on the student support services.
Yeah.
All right.
If something has to offer in this scenario, and we will definitely update you on the website, or we will update you.
And
Sure.
we'll make sure that it is updated on the app and also updated on the website. So you can always go through the FAQs and you can find the answers there too.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, guys. There's another question from a student who's worried about the co-op and internship opportunities. Since the student wants to know, will the employers, co-op and internship employers hesitate in hiring international students during the co-op and internships because of COVID-19?
Okay, so I think, Sumit, if I'm not wrong, this student is for the CSTN program that she mentioned.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. Because I wanted to show her something so that student can be assured that this will not be a very, and we will not have any impact specifically for the co-op, because the co-op are placed after the first and the second semester. So we still have 1.5 years, and the co-op, the mentors will be working, will be reviewing the current situation, but the most of the co-ops are paid. So I think I can just show this so that student can understand that how the co-op is done. So Ranjodh, would you like to just explain the co-op for the fall student?
Yeah, so if you are a fall student, your co-op will not start until third semester. So that work term will not be until summer 2021. So hopefully the situation will be a lot more better by that time. And like we said in our presentation as well, we have a very strong relationship with our employers. And we have more than 6,200 employers with whom we work with. And we have a very close relationship. So we will try to give you the best.
Sure. All right.
Just like to add here, sorry to cut you, Sumit.
No problem.
Just like to add here that everything is done on the best of student interest, because we are a community college which is run and managed by the government. So just recently when this thing really happened, so the college also supported the student with bursary, and last week also we have declared $1 million for all the international student as well as domestic student. So always be sure that the college will be taking all the decision which will be of best interest to the student.
Okay.
But we will going to review the situation every 2 to 3 weeks. So depending on the situation, the policies and the student support services will change and add.
Sure. The next question is from a student who is again paid for September intake. The student wants to know, student is interested only in face-to-face program, not online. So in case the same program is not offered in January, if in case student wants to refer and the program is not available in January, which means the student would be delayed by at least a year, can the student expect a full refund in that case?
So we, like we said before, if the program is not suspended by the college, the normal, the standard refund policy will apply. And if the program is offered online, and if you're willing not to change the program, then again the standard policy will apply. So only the program is suspended, then only you will be able to get the full refund, or in the case of visa denial. So those are the only two situations at this moment where you can, because if the program, we are offering the program, and if you do not, if you're not interested in online, then we would defer. And see, these are things which are still being discussed. Looking at the the situation right now. So please be patient and just wait for more updates to come. So there will be more clarity to come in the coming weeks to come.
Sure. So before I move to my next question, there are a lot of questions I'm seeing in Q&A about visa. Students want to know from you, when can they expect their visa? Students, neither the college nor anybody else can answer this question for you. When can they expect their visa? Right now, the visa processing offices in India are closed. They are not processing the visas at the moment. Even the VFS offices are not yet open. We are yet to get an update from IRCC when would they resume processing the visas. So if you have any specific question, I would suggest you to get in touch with IRCC. They are the right people to guide you about your status. So as of now, the visa processing in India has been put on hold. The clear guidelines from Government of India under the lockdown 4 in different states are yet to come. So I think once the guidelines are clear by every state, the offices are allowed to open or not, what percentage of staff can work, then only the IRCC would come up with some plans, and they would be able to share an update on their website. I would suggest follow their Twitter. IRCC has been very active on Twitter. They've been sharing a lot of updates on Twitter. Follow their Facebook page. They keep sharing the updates. Canada in India, that's the Facebook page of Government of Canada, Canadian High Commission in India. So they would be updating the information as and when there are any changes. So right now, unfortunately, we will not be able to guide you about the visa statuses as we stand here today. All right. So the next question is for both of you again. Can students start there, just in case? I know Georgian College is yet to come up with a plan for September, but this is a question I've repeatedly seen. In case there's a delay in processing of visas and the classes are being held online, do you see that as a possibility that those students can start online courses while their visas are still being processed?
So as of now, we'll just like to share the last, because for September, we have a lot of plans and we are updating the policies and the procedure accordingly. But it happened with us on the May intake when this was a totally unpredictable thing had hit. But we only offered classes to those students who had a valid visa. And I'm sure, so students whose visa are in process, we all are waiting for the IRCC update, because I'm sure they will have their own plan that how they need to clear up with all the pending and the new application that they will be getting. So now we are only offering the online, like for our May intake student, all the students who already had the visa.
All right. There's a question about the payment deadlines now. So students are worried that banks in India are either not processing the education loans, or there's been a massive delay in processing of loans. So how flexible is Georgian College with the payment deadline?
I can answer that question.
Sure.
Am I audible? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like we covered this before as well. You do not have to pay the entire fee when you have received the offer letter. You can either pay the first semester tuition fee, or you can, if you do not have that amount either, you can just pay $2,500 deposit. It's a very small amount which can be paid through online system, because our payment systems are online through Flywire, and then you can work upon on the remaining tuition, and you can get in touch with your bank for education loan. So that is, I think that's the best option which is available right now when the banks are not working. So you pay a minimum deposit, and then you can work on your education loan, and you have enough time to work on that loan as well with your bank.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks, Ranjodh. There's a question. So a lot of questions, actually, students want to know the status of various programs, if they're open, if they are closed, if they're waitlisted. So that information available somewhere on the website where students can themselves check the status of different programs?
I think the best way will be that if they have already applied through an agent, so get in touch with the agent, because website is for all the international students. So sometimes it is not open for India, but it says open because it's open for some other country. So the best way will be either to get in touch with the counselor, or if direct applicant, they can write an email to me and Ranjodh, and we can tell them the status. But when applying online through OCAS, they can see the waitlisted and the closed program. So if the program is already closed, they will not be able to make a new application. But if a program is waitlisted, we still accept the application, but that doesn't guarantee them the offer.
All right. Sure. Also, talking about the admission requirements a bit, how many backlogs in education gap is accepted? What kind of education gap is accepted by Georgian College?
So we are pretty easy on that as well. So we, if you have done a BTech degree, for example, if you have done a BE degree for 4 years, we can still accept 8 backlogs. That's the maximum limit we go for, which is including the attempts as well, like
the repeats
taken to clear those backlogs. And if we talk about the academic gap for a graduate certificate program, which we usually call the PG programs, the gap should not be more than 5 years. So when we talk about gap, that means academically, you should not have studied beyond like 2015. If we talk about 2020 application, like if you're thinking to apply now. So, and in the same way, it also means that you should not have more than 5 years of work experience. That's the maximum work experience we take. And for our diploma programs, which are undergrad, we do not take more than 2 years of academic gap.
Okay, that's fair enough. I will move to the next question. So students want to know what is, so there are a couple of students who have already paid but not received their receipts. So are we expecting some kind of delay from the finance department in the college?
So I think because we have a payment through Flywire, so immediately the receipt that they get is the receipt. When once they make the semester fee or a full fee payment, they also get an automated receipt within a week time from college. But I'm sure they can refer to their Flywire transfer receipt. It already have the Georgian College logo. So maximum I think, Ranjodh, 48 hours for the Flywire receipt?
Yes, but for the payment to get credited and posted on Georgian account, it may take 4 to 5 business days. So it's not like immediately after 2 days you will be receiving your fee receipt. And another thing is that the tuition fee receipts are usually sent to the if you have applied through an agency, they are sent to them as well. And those tuition fee receipts are also uploaded on your student portal. Student portal is a portal where you can get a lot of information about your timetables as well, the events going on in the college, and a lot of information which is related to college. And as a student, you can access those services. On student portal, all the tuition fee receipts are posted as well. So the best way is that if you have not received it from your agency, log into your student portal and you will find your tuition fee receipt there.
All right, that helps. Again, there's a repeated question I'm seeing from students who want to know if they can apply for their visas even if their final semester results would be delayed. I understand it's not possible. So can you just elaborate a little more on that? What are the documents they must have in order to apply for their visas?
So completion degree certificate, the provisional degree will be required to apply for the program, because unless and until your degree is not complete, you are not academically eligible to do the next program. So if it's pending, only the results are pending, but you have the online copy. So I'm sure because we did run on our conditional offers. So we saw a very small number of, there was very less number of students who had a conditional offer. So I'm sure if you're already a graduate and your provisional degree is pending, just check with your university, because that will be from university to university. And we have seen that now this they are also sending you, emailing you the transcript copies.
Yeah. So basically what it means that you need to have an unconditional offer letter to apply for your visa.
Yeah.
All right, that's great. And unconditional offer letter is only received by students. So I'm just reiterating the information for their use. You can only get the unconditional offer letter once you have met all the conditions. And one of the condition is completion of your last academic credential, could be your high school or could be your undergraduate degree, in order to apply for your visas. If you have already applied for September, you don't have your final degree certificate or the provisional degree certificate, unfortunately, you will have to defer to the next available intake of the same program, or a different program maybe in the next intake whenever it is available. Ranjodh and Rohan, I am sure a lot of students would like to seek your contact information. Can you please share your contact information on the screens so that students can get in touch with you for further questions they have? Because I'm sure we have been taking a lot of questions, but there are unfortunately some questions that have been left unanswered. So they would like to get in touch with you. Also, students, I would like to reiterate, please download the Georgian Assist app. That's a very good tool to communicate with the institution. You will keep getting updates as notifications in the app. We try to keep you posted about all the more developments. And
To add, that you can certainly contact any one of us for your queries. And but if you have applied through an agency, please get in touch with them first. Get to know the answers to your questions. If you're not able to get any sort of help from them, and you can reach out to us, and then we'll be able to help you with your queries.
Sure.
And please do not write multiple emails to multiple email IDs to the college because it create a lot of confusion. Because every department and every office has certain set of responsibilities and job duties to handle. So please try avoiding that, and I think that will save everybody's time as well.
All right. Okay. So with this, we would like to end this session. I again would like to thank all the students who took out time this Monday evening to be a part of this webinar. And I would also like to thank Mr. Ranjodh and Mr. Rohan for doing this webinar, for hosting this webinar with Maple Assist. And I'm sure students would find this information today very helpful. And we would be back with you very soon with the next round of webinar. You watch out this space, and yeah, enjoy. Have a great evening. Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Are we